Well, good morning. Sunday. Donny Walker here. So I have a 359 here that had a bad top end. So I've decided to, instead of buying the expensive OEM parts to do a nice, really good job, I'm going to use my first aftermarket cylinder kit. I ordered some from Wolf Creek Saw Shop. Thanks, Ryan. This is a hyway one, 47 millimeter, fits the 359. Nice looking cylinder. I already put the intake boot on just because I wanted to make sure everything fit right before I did this video. Made sure my pulse hole in the intake boot was good shape, not all heated up and closed up from its scoring last time. That's one thing you got to check on these. Make sure your pulse holes are clear, okay? Or the fuel pump won't run right. You won't get enough fuel and you'll damage it again. So I've got that on there. It's got the steel clamp instead of that old style plastic clamp, so that holds it on there a little better. I've got the gasket on there because I also got a couple gasket kits from them. Thank you very much. Cylinder gasket fits perfect, and I got the exhaust gasket out of it. Comes with seals, case gasket. You can rebuild the whole saw with it. And a very good price. The cylinder kit is a hyway, but it also comes with a caber ring, which I put on here. And it had an extra ring, which was kind of cool too. Circlips, we got them here. New pin, the old bearing, but it looks perfect shape. Bearings, top end bearings hardly ever go on these. Not a bad idea to put one in, but I don't have one sitting here right now, so we're using this one. Okay, so let's install this cylinder kit. Carburetor seemed to be fine. The guy straight gassed it, so it was just scored on the exhaust side and the intake side a bit, enough to take some chrome off the old cylinder. So yeah, man, Donny Walker's doing an aftermarket. Let's check her out. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. I'm going to leave it bone stock, this cylinder and the piston. And we're going to put this together and try it out. I'm going to go possibly fall a tree later, Arbutus with my dad. And go pick him up. We're going to go up to our old racetrack. Okay, so let's get the piston on. Rings on, no clips in it yet. A little bit of oil on the wrist pin. Always use lubrication oil or assembly oil. I use just a 2-stroke oil that's in that can there. I just squirted. Oh, the pin doesn't fit very good. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. Always the arrow to the exhaust on the pistons. Even on that 2-stroke kart engine I showed you yesterday or the day before. Arrows on them as well. Okay. So we'll get our piston over, our bearings in, line it up, poke our wrist pin through. Let's get a circlip on this side, and we'll get a circlip on the other side. Yeah, I got some needle nose here somewhere, right here. They got 2 years on these circlips. I'm not a real fan of the 2-year ones, but we're going to use all stock and just see how this thing's going to stand up. Okay, that side's in. That side's in. Hope everyone's having a good weekend. It's sunny here today. Not going to rain or snow, but there's fresh snow on the mountain in behind me. Mount Benson is the mountain in behind Nanaimo here. It's named after the first doctor that came in Nanaimo, first doctor here, Mr. Benson. Little trivia for you. Okay, so circlips are in, rings free. I got some assembly oil on that piston. Let's find our 4-cylinder bolts and put into the cylinder. I cleaned the heads of them out already, so they're not. You can get your driver into it right. I have the 4mm T-bar here. I don't run them in with impacts. I always do it by hand. You just never, you don't want to strip something, right? Okay. Another thing that the kit came with is this compression release block off, or you can use the old compression release in it. This one's in good shape. Sometimes they leak a bit, so you know what? I'm going to use the plug. I'm strong enough I can pull it over. If it was for an older person that maybe doesn't have a lot of arm strength, like a young mid-50 bucks. Okay, I used the impact for that though. Okay, got that in there good. All right. Bolts are in the cylinder. Intake's on. Now let's put it onto the piston and put our bolts, tighten our bolts down. I have a ring collapser here and a little block thing you put underneath the piston and to support it while you put it on, but I've done thousands of these. I don't need that. I'm just going to use the ring compressor and then slide it down on there. Watch, it won't work now that I said that, eh? Okay. Had a nice evening last night with my daughter. Made her a nice stir fry. And then we took our dog, my little Fozzie dog, for a walk. Okay, ring compressor on. Pistons the right way. I usually just put my thumb on top of the cylinder, my fingers underneath, and just push it down. Okay, there you go. It's on. Take the ring compressor off. Keep that gasket in the right spot. Okay. Get your wires out of the way here. And let's just start one corner of the cylinder with this bolt. I like these little saws. You can convert 359s from their, Husky cylinders to the better flowing transfer port 357s, or this aftermarket one. It's got nice nice ports to it. It looks good. I like it. So let's see how it's gonna stand up for us. Well, that didn't work too good so far, now did it? Why is it not fitting quite right here? Okay, our intake needs to go over a little bit there. Always when you're filming, eh? Something goes on. Okay. Why is it not quite? There we go. There we go. That's sitting down there now, yeah. Okay. Just slowly get, go side by side to side. Make sure you get it on nice and straight. Okay, that one's down. This bolt fell out, so let's get that back in there. Sometimes it's a little easier to do with the handlebars off. Come on. Come on. There we go. Okay. Get a little jam sideways in there. Okay, down we go. There we go. Okay, live TVA. Okay, at that corner. This one in. Come on. There we go. And this thing leaks oil. What Husqvarna doesn't leak oil, eh? Even brand new 395s out of the box these days, where they're made in Brazil now, where the serial number tag is riveted onto the side of the crankcase by the starter. Every one from the factory leaks there. They got the rivet right into the oil reservoir, and they never used to be like that. So the rivet hole goes right through, but the rivet will not seal the oil. So every brand new one, we have to JB weld those rivets in, and then it won't leak oil. But all older Huskies too, they always had bad leaking crankcases and oiler plates, eh? These ones were pretty bad, so a lot of times I'd put new rubbers in, because sometimes they get hard. Yeah, look at the oil there. The rubbers get hard. So you know what? After we get this running, I'm gonna go to the other shop on Monday, and I'll bring some new rubbers and we'll put in there. Just try to make it seal a little better. Okay, our 4 bolts are on. Roughly about 110 inch-pounds, but the second click of my wrist torques it enough. Done lots of them. Even the Husky factory guys have said, "Oh, I don't know what the torque is." Also, the kit comes with an Oregon spark plug. Who knows where it's made? Probably China, which is fine. Nothing wrong with it. Looks fine. Let's put it in. Okay. Come on. Oh, there's threads there. Cool. Let's get a 3/4 inch. Tighten her up. Okay, plug lead on. Carburetor I've already checked over. Holds pressure. Diaphragms are decent. Let's get it on. I've already checked the fuel line, made sure it didn't have any holes in it. And the fuel filter is new that I just put on. Okay, the carburetor down in there. Let's get the bolts started. I got a nice ball and Allen wrench is a little better for some of these, so you can get a little sideways in at these, but as long as you get in there, in this in right, you're okay. Okay. Preset the carburetor at about 1.5 each. I think that's what these were kind of ran at, these Amazon here. But we'll retune it as it runs, of course. Okay, another thing to watch out on these old saws. Make sure the carburetor bolts are tight. Some of these plastic spacers here strip out easy. Okay, switch wire on. Poke that in our little spot here. Okay. All right, switch wires are on. Let's get our throttle now. Watch your throttles and on all these small Huskies. At the end of the throttle here gets wore quite a bit, and you won't get full throttle. This one's in decent shape, so let's hook it in on there and get her in here. Okay, let's get our back part on first. Get that in there. Okay. Snap it to the carburetor. There's a little thing on the throttle plate here. You just flick that spring underneath there and that holds it in there. There you go, for full throttle, no problem, back to idle. Let's take our fuel line. Hook her back on. I just got a screw in here holding it so it doesn't leak gas all over the place. Cut a little bit of it off so it seals a little better. Get our fuel line on. Okay, fuel line's on. Okay, now let's get our muffler on, see how that fits. Just a stock muffler. They got a lot of baffles inside of these. I used to cut them out and dual port them. Let's find our other bolt, 6mm bolt, there it is there. My driver. Let's use that new gasket that came in the kit from Wolf Creek. It's a hyway kit too. I see in the package. I didn't notice that before. Okay, there's that. Our heat shield. Okay, goes first, then the gasket, then the muffler. That's where the heat of the muffler, the motor or the muffler doesn't get to the engine so much. Okay, they're on. If I had Loctite, I'd put a little bit of Loctite on, but I don't right here. Okay. Yep. It's got threads in the muffler hole. I've seen some people bring me aftermarket cylinders that the factory missed that they didn't have threads in the darn exhaust, you know. So, this one's good though. All the threads are good. So I get my heat shield in the right position there. And unfortunately, I don't have a small mount Husky bar here that's 3/8 because this has got 3/8 on it. So I'm going to put a little low pro 3/8 bar and chain on it just until I go out to my dad's. I think he might probably have a bar and chain there. Okay, let's get our bucking spike on. Couple bolts here. You know, the head of that bolt. Okay. Go. Yeah, these are just a nice runner saw. They're light, they're powerful. You know, they can run, I run up, you know, like a 20-inch bar on it. I think that's just a nice size for me. You know, I'm not a real tall guy, but, you know, you can probably run up to a 24 on it, but really, the 20 is the best, I think. Okay, one more muffler bolt on this side. Okay. Now, one thing I didn't notice, where's my air filter? I don't have an air filter? It's not the end of the world. Oh, it is. You gotta have one. Check the box it came in. No air filter. Well, good thing I got one out of my dad's on my on his 357. We'll put it on here when we go cut with it today. That's going to be a little later on. I'm going to go pick him up, have some lunch, then go out and do that. Okay, got our handlebar spring on. That thread's in there nice. Okay. Handlebar screw. Get it started. There we go. Okay. Put some compression. There we go. Let's put some fuel on it so she'll fire up, eh? I'm going to run this saw only on the pre-mixed gas. Aspen pre-mixed gas. Okay, I love this stuff. It's 50 to 1. It's just good stuff. High octane, 92 octane, 50 to 1. Great oil, great gas. It stays good for a long time. I poured it in outside here so I don't get any, spill any gas in there, eh? Okay, she's fueled up with the Aspen. Now let's give her a go. Should have air mouse on. Okay, let's go. Yeah. Right on, man. Okay. Starts, idles, responsive, oiler's working, leaking all over the place. So I'll go out to my dad's, we'll put an air filter on it, the bar and chain on it, and we'll fall an arbutus tree. Call them naked trees. That's what my buddies from Sweden call them. They go, "That's naked tree." I go, "What are you talking about? That over there." And I said, "Oh, that's an arbutus," because it's got no bark on it, so they call it naked tree. Anyways, there we go. My first aftermarket top end I'm putting on a saw. That fits perfect. Let's see how it stands up, eh? Alrighty, keep your saw in the wood, stick in the ice, rubber in the road. Go out and do some fishing or cutting today. It's a beautiful day here. Hopefully it is everywhere else for everyone. Have a great day. Check the LockerSawShop.com online store out. We'll catch you later.